What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonia Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going.
Woo!
All right, babe.
Leave me alone. We go through this all the time.
Jeez.
So, happy day, everybody.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Back after a work trip.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it went by really quick. But I think it's because I was busy. I mean, having to play mom and dad, with the kids in sports and just, me having my appointment. There was so much going on that week when you left.
Yeah, there was.
Dropping one off, jiu-jitsu, dropping the other one off at softball, having to get dinner ready, just
handling it
all of it. I'm like, man, holy smokes.
You're the best, babe.
Aw, you are too.
You're holding it down while I was out.
Yeah. No,
that's good.
Cool.
And for most people that know me know that the work trips are cool. I get to see some cool stuff and go to some cool places.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm going to be out, I'm not just going to freaking sit in my hotel room I wish I was with my family. What am I going to do? You got to go out and see places.
Do you know what I mean? Most of the men are thinking right now?
What's that?
He's full of shit.
Well, no, I'm saying I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit in my room and just cry I miss my family.
What I'm saying is
I do miss my family.
That you don't enjoy being away from your family.
I'm not saying.
Because in a lot of situations.
I'm not saying that I don't enjoy being away from my family. No, no. What I'm saying is there's no place that I'd rather be than with my family. And if I went on a trip to Boston or to New York or to California or whatever, I would much rather have you guys with me than me go by myself.
But that's what I'm saying. See, that... I know that because you share that with me every time you leave. I mean, every time before you leave, I can see it just in your body, just your demeanor. And you're not excited to be leaving us, and.
Yeah, it's like mixed feelings,
Right,
yeah.
right. And
also when I'm there and I start seeing some things, I'm like, wow, that's cool.
Yes.
But I really wish you guys could be with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's good too. It's just a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because, I know a lot of individuals that are in relationships that would be so excited to tap out.
Yeah.
You understand?
Like I'm out. I'm fucking out of
yes.
here, right?
Peace out.
You got the kids. I'm fucking gone. You know what I mean?
Restaurants, drinks,
right.
Which
I do.
But being at, just peace.
But I'm still, I always have you guys on my mind.
I feel that it's good for you. I really do, because what you do is very stressful.
Yeah, it can
and I witness that when you're here. Working from home, I witness it and I feel your energy. And there's a lot more responsibility that comes with, right? So you have the job and then the kids, just everything. So I feel that it's a good thing for you to unplug. Because you do get to unplug your runs. You worked out when you were there. You went for a run. You're sending me pictures of the beautiful red trees. Yeah,
among other things.
Yes, you teaser.
But yeah. No, it is nice. And kind of speaking about the working out and all that shit. I think I don't know if I was gonna say something else, and now it's on to the next thing. But no, actually, what I was going to talk about was the trip. The trip was, so I went to Syracuse, New York, and it was a lot of fun. It was a great trip. The city was great. The food was great. And I got to do some cool stuff. I have family in upstate New York, and they were 30 minutes away from where I was working.
That's
so it's
cool.
Why not go see some family that I hardly ever get to see, and spend and have dinner with them. So it was so awesome to be able to see my family for a little bit. And they're going to be here in December, so that'll be fun. We'll get to spend a little bit more time with them. And also, while I was out in New York, I looked up a gym and I went and trained jiu-jitsu while I was there, which was awesome too. I learned, right away I learned a brand new move, and I'm like, dude, that's great. That's why I came, and I told the coach there, I was like, dude, right away. I was like, thank you, and the gym called Dojo One in Rome, New York. If anybody happens to be in the area, they got a great school. Go check them out. But yeah, he was just like, anytime you're in town, just come on by, and there's something. I've been to a couple jiu-jitsu gyms that aren't my own. Actually, only 2 other ones. But the times that I've had, and I've got a lot of friends that they'll travel and go to different places, and just the community, like a lot of times, is very welcoming, very helpful. It doesn't matter where you go. It's really, it's a cool feeling. Like
it's a community.
Even
though you're here in Arizona, it seems that when you do travel, they welcome you with open arms.
Right. Yeah. I went to a place in California, Hodger Gracie School, and yeah, same thing. Like, I was there, and the only class that I was able to make it to was like a beginner fundamentals class, and I'm like, it is what it is. I'm going to go, and it's fundamentals. There's nothing like that's something that you can work on always. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to do it. And like, I was helping some of the guys there. They were helping me with some stuff. So it was really cool.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Anything else you want to share?
Because
I wanted to talk about your competition.
Yes. I wanted to talk about that too.
Yes. And so those of you that follow us and listen to us and watch us and all that good stuff know that our son Joey and yourself, you guys decided to sign up for a competition.
Which was last weekend.
Yep, which was last weekend. And share a little bit. I want you to share a little bit of that. And I want to kind of interview you regarding that.
Yeah. And now that it's been a week, some time has passed. I think for Joey had a good experience. He didn't win his match, but he did some very good things, and I think he also figured out that he's like, he can do it. You know what I mean? He was never in danger of being submitted or anything like that. Like, they just ended up running out of time, and he lost by points, but he did very good.
Yes, he did.
He did well. He fought till the very end, till the bell rang, and it was awesome.
After the fight, Joey, he's my little perfectionist. Takes a lot after his daddy. And he's very hard on himself. And after the fight, you and I were standing next to each other during the fight.
Yeah.
And you were a proud daddy.
I was.
And I was a proud mommy. And I really wanted him to win. I wanted him to win because I feel that winning would help him.
Yeah.
In the way he sees himself.
Yeah.
But I know that there are still lessons for him to learn, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's still lessons for him to learn.
You can still learn in losing.
Yes, exactly. So when they announced the winner, Joey kind of like put his head down. You could tell like he felt like crying, but he didn't. He held it in. And you gave him a thumbs up and you said, you did good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And he shook his head no, like he was not proud of himself. But to get him to see that he fought till the end.
Yeah.
Like, you did not give up.
Yeah.
You kept going.
Yeah.
And the week before, I was having a conversation with him. And I'm like, dude, the only way to lose is to quit or to never even try.
Yeah.
But you went in and you fought. And I said, and your daddy is so proud of you.
Yeah. And I told him.
Because I feel that he wants to make you proud, but you are proud.
I am proud.
Yes.
He doesn't have to win to make me proud.
Exactly. And so I felt the proud daddy in you. Yeah. And when you ran up to him and you gave him that, and you told him, you need to be proud of you. I'm proud of you, but you need to be proud of you.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was great. It was awesome. And I think he, after everything was done, then we can talk about it, and we have talked about it, and there's things that he can learn from the match.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is that he can do it, that he is tough, because that's another thing is like sometimes we were talking about last week about associations, and depending on your associations, like if you're around kids that are all scared of stuff, like they're scared of getting picked on, they're scared of this, scared of that, then that kind of starts rubbing off on you, And I was kind of telling him and explaining to him that that's not him. Like, I've seen him scrap. I've seen him fight. I've seen him give it his all before, So all this, like, the softy stuff, that's not him. You know what I mean? And I think after the tournament, he started feeling like, yeah, I do have some of that in me. You know what I mean? And like we were talking about last week, that's what it's all about, is just doing a little bit more, pushing yourself a little bit more, and then you build upon that, right?
I want to share something with you that I did not share with you because
from the tournament
of how you felt after your tournament, and we'll get into that. But and I don't know. I guess it was more from a parent's point of view, like being a mom, because in his eyes, you're a winner.
Yeah.
And you win and you don't lose. And I had a thought that it would be good for you to lose, for him to see you lose.
Yeah.
And how you would act after, like seeing you, how you would respond to a loss.
Yeah. Which he did get to see twice. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I had my matches and I lost both matches by submission. I don't know if you want to, were you going to keep going or?
No, go ahead.
And yeah, after the match, I was disappointed. I mean, I had a good feeling because I think even you talked about it. Like I said what was going to happen on the podcast before.
Yeah.
I had a good feeling of what was coming. And
you called it out.
What happened?
You called it out.
What happened is what should have happened. Because to think, what's funny is when I was in New York, I was listening to the book Can't Hurt Me. And they were talking about the Navy SEALs and what they say about their training. They say you don't rise to the level of your expectations. When shit's going down, you never rise to your level of expectations. You rise to your level of training. Yeah. Because in your head, I'm going to fucking triangle this guy and put him to sleep.
Right.
That's not going to fucking happen unless you're training putting people to sleep.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I didn't train the way I was supposed to train. Yeah, I was disciplined with my weight. I made my weight, and I did do well with that, but I didn't train as well as I should have. My cardio wasn't what it should have been. My strength wasn't what it should have been. My technique, my focus in training, the fighting hard in the rounds and the sparring wasn't what it should have been. And that's exactly what happened during the tournament. I wasn't ready.
So that's Miguel's point of view. I'm on the outside. I'm witnessing everything you're doing.
You're not in the gym with me.
Just listen.
Okay.
And prior to you signing up for this tournament, the reason why you signed up was because you stopped going in. We were eating like crap. You were not training.
I was not focused. I wasn't going
Miguel
hard at
is
anything.
a blue belt with 2 stripes, but he has not been going in on a regular basis. He signed up for this competition to force him to get back to where he was. Even though you were going in as a blue belt, you weren't a true blue belt. The guys that you were competing with,
they were blue belts
who were probably going in
consistently. Yeah.
Exactly. So what I feel is you were, but only you know you.
Right.
Only you know you, But going into the competition, going into the matches, you weren't on the same level. You weren't on the same level.
No, the whole thing was just, I don't know. It was the whole thing was kind of weird. The whole situation. It's tough also fighting when Joey's fighting. And I'm not going to make any excuses for anything. I wasn't ready. Bottom line.
But it was because you lacked consistency.
Yeah, what I just talked about. Everything all the way around. But even still, the tournament day was kind of weird because Joey was fighting in the morning. I was fighting in the afternoon. There was a huge gap. Storm in between.
We came home. We came home. We
came back
right before the fight.
And yeah, it was just a weird situation. Yeah. But the thing is that it doesn't matter.
It happened.
When it's time to fight, it's time to fucking fight.
It happened exactly. It is what it is.
So once I lost, I was disappointed in myself. I was disappointed because I knew that it's not like I can't fight with these people. It's just that I didn't prepare myself the way I was supposed to. And that's what happened. And I didn't let anybody else down but myself. That's the way I felt. Like I fucking let myself down. It has nothing to do with you, with the kids. It's my expectations of myself.
Right.
And when the fight was over and you guys are like, "Oh, you did great, pick your head up and this and that." Look, I'm not letting anybody make excuses for me. Like, "Oh, you trained and you lost the weight and you did it." It doesn't matter. Like you said, when I look in the mirror, I know what I'm capable of. And I did not put in 100%. Yes. I probably didn't even put in 75%.
So,
and that's why I was upset.
After the event, Joey had front and center.
To me getting
front
submitted
and center.
Yeah.
And after the competition, he went up to you and he said, "I'm proud of you."
Yeah.
And you said, and you were angry. You were not,
yeah.
It wasn't like, "Man, I'm just so disappointed." You were angry.
Yeah. Angry with myself. I wasn't angry with anybody else.
I know, but it was just about, it was leading by example. Like you and I could have, it was leading by example because your son just lost.
Yeah.
So when that happened, like you were very aggressive when what you said to Joey. And Joey said, "Dad, you forced me to be proud of myself and I'm going to force you to be proud of yourself."
Yeah.
And the way you responded to him. And I knew when you're that way, just to leave you alone.
Yeah.
And I felt that you could have explained it more to him at that time because he was very confused.
Yeah.
He had a very confused look on his face. And I waited until things calmed down to have a conversation with you. Because it's like, I understand what you're feeling 100%, but it's like we have this little boy.
No, you don't.
But we have this little boy.
No, you don't. 100%.
That we're leading by example. Like we're leading, right?
Right. But I can tell you that you don't know how it feels. Because
to be proud of himself.
You don't know, you haven't fought.
Okay, I understand all that. It's nothing to do with that and everything to do with parenting.
I understand. But you don't know what it's like to fight. And what it's like immediately after that.
So why didn't you tell Joey?
Your adrenaline is fucking flying.
I see. Okay.
You just got into a fucking fight.
So when
you
Joey
don't know what
lost,
that's like.
Okay, so when Joey lost and he shook his head no, you should have been understanding of that and not tell him. You should be you shouldn't have did that then. Do you understand? You should have been like, "You know what?
But there's a
difference. Know how you feel." Or asked him, "Why are you shaking your head
that's
no?
Why
like, why do you feel that way?"
And that's why I'm telling you, you don't understand because you don't fight. You haven't been in a fight. So you don't understand what that's like. to fight somebody else and what it's like immediately after that. Your adrenaline is fucking flying. There's so much shit that you're thinking about. So once you do it, maybe you'll understand what it's like afterwards. But you can't explain it. You have to do it.
Well, I'm a parent and I understand that. But I understand what you're saying. Do you not understand what I'm saying?
I do. And I also explained to you the difference between a kid and an adult. Kids are at the mercy of the adult. Joey can only train as much as I take him to train and do things. For kids don't really have to work on their strength, their cardio. They just have to go to class because all the kids are about the same strength. Yeah, some kids are stronger than others, but they're all about the same strength. And it's more than anything training and technique. Mm-hmm. For adults, a lot of it is technique, but once you're an adult, you're also training. You're working out. You're doing cardio. You're doing all these things. Mm-hmm. That's what you do as an adult when you're competing, right? For Joey, he did everything that he was supposed to do. Well, maybe he could have scrapped a little harder in class or whatever, but who the fuck am I to say anything? Because I didn't do it. So that's why I tell him to be proud of himself. But he put in more effort than I did to get prepared for this tournament.
How so?
Just because he doesn't have the option to do more. He's at my mercy. Where I could get up at 4 o'clock every fucking morning and go for it. But I wasn't doing that.
I understand. And I also understood, like how you were feeling in the moment.
And the other thing is, I don't see it as a bad thing that when you don't live up to your own expectations, when you know you didn't fucking do what you were supposed to do, I don't see it as a bad thing to be down on yourself. The other thing is you can't just be fucking down on yourself. Because there's no point in that. So what happened immediately after I got off the mat? Immediately after I got off the mat. What happened?
I'm not done.
Okay.
But so afterwards, Miguel signed up for the next competition.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because I'm not fucking going out like that.
So you feel okay. So explain a little more.
There's no more to it. Like that is what it is. I didn't prepare myself, and that's the result that I got. And I'm not gonna lose that way. And this isn't the first time that I've lost. I've competed before, and I lost last time. And I told you that there's a difference between the last time that I lost and this time that I lost. I'm 100% fine with losing the last time because I did prepare myself and I was ready to fight. These last two losses were 100% unacceptable. That's it.
So after you had some time to calm down and get yourself together, I had a talk with you and I suggested that you explain to Joey why you weren't proud of yourself because he was confused.
Yeah, and I did.
And that was all. That was it for me. Like that's all.
And that's what I need you to understand is that you don't understand what it's like to fight. So at the moments after the fight, expecting me to be like, hey, just, no, that's not reasonable. I did end up talking to him afterwards that evening once everything calmed down. And I did tell him, like, I'm disappointed in myself because I didn't prepare myself the way I should have to fight. I could have lost. The results could have been exactly the same. And I would have felt fine with myself if I was prepared.
That's good. Because he needed like that. That's it. That's why.
Now, the other thing is getting pissed off the way I was at the tournament. I mean, it wasn't like I was fucking raging and flipping the fuck out. But you could tell that I wasn't happy with myself. Right? Mm-hmm. Because everybody's like, oh, you did great and this and that. It's like, no, I fucking didn't. Like, don't bullshit. Like, I'm not going to, that's fine if you want to tell me that, but I'm not going to bullshit myself.
Right. I get that.
I will not fucking do that.
I get that.
Now, what's the point of just fucking being upset and throwing a fit? You need to do something about it. Like, if you're going to get pissed off, then do something about it. So immediately after, I signed up for the next tournament. As soon as I got home, what happened? I went for a 4-mile run.
Oh, yeah.
The next day, I haven't missed a fucking workout since. Yeah. Since. I flew out of town, and as soon as I landed, I hit the gym at the hotel. The next day, I went to go train jiu-jitsu. The day after that, I went for a run. The day after that, I went to the gym. I flew back yesterday, and I went to the gym to jiu-jitsu. This morning, jiu-jitsu again. That's what you have to fucking do. That's it.
Yeah. No, I'm proud of you. You're doing it. And we're doing it. We are doing it.
Yeah, we're all doing it.
Like, we're all focused.
Yeah.
It's so different. I did a Facebook Live. I've been going to kickboxing, and it's not aerobics kickboxing. Like, they actually teach you form. They it's just all of it. There's a boxing ring. I love it. It is so good.
Dude, I like that you're boxing. Like, we're doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, we're practicing in the front yard.
We're going to be a fucking problem for me. Be the wrong family to fuck with.
It feels so good. And I was doing a Facebook Live, and I was talking to my girl, one of my friends there, and we were just chit-chatting, and she was talking about what motivates her to get up every morning. And she's like, every morning, I choose me. I'm like, damn, that's fucking good. Like, it's so simple, but it's like every morning, I choose me.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, because she's also a coach for younger children.
Okay.
And so she was talking about how important it is to work on yourself.
Yeah.
And when she said that, she's like, and everything else will line up. And when she said that, I'm like, you're so right. I said, because I have been like, I was a gym rat, like when I was 18, just always in the gym. I love to lift. I enjoy it. But my weight was always a yo-yo, just all the time. But I'm so good at catching and knowing where my limit is, right? And I told her, I said, but ever since I started working on myself, I started healing, I started self-reflecting and being fucking honest about how I've been showing up in life, right?
Yeah.
And just healing from within, everything on the outside started just to come together. I do not struggle getting up in the mornings. I'm excited about going to go work out. Mm-hmm. I mean, just all of it. And it's like, if you try to work out on the outer appearance, right? Like, if that's what you feel is going to make you better.
Yep.
And you're not working on the inside, it's going to be very hard to keep going, to keep that self-discipline, to continue moving, to continue moving forward.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's a cycle. It's just a cycle that keeps going. And once you heal on the inside, everything else just falls together. And I told her, I said, have you seen a difference in me since I've hired my coach? And she's like, girl, you're in freaking beast mode.
Yeah.
She's like, you motivate me. And I started noticing, like, the women that by me doing what I'm doing, it's motivating them to be better, to do better.
That's awesome.
Right? And having conversations with them, they're like, yeah, seeing you helps me push myself.
Yeah. You just said a second ago that when you realized how you were showing up in the world.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
When you were thinking about that, how was the conversation with yourself? Was it a nice one? What would you be telling yourself
I would
about
avoid
yourself?
it.
Well, when you stand in the mirror and you're brushing your teeth, what are you telling yourself about how you're showing up in the world?
well, I wouldn't really look in the mirror. I would avoid.
But every once in a while, your eyes will catch.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Is it positive? Or is it negative?
No, it's negative.
Oh,
I mean, just
look
everything.
at that. It's negative, huh?
Well,
you know what I mean?
The feeling is negative. The thought is positive. Isn't that some shit?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have optimism.
Yes. I'm very optimistic.
But
the emotion, it's like
one.
I was saying, you covering up, putting frosting on dog shit.
Yeah.
But once I started to realize, like once I hired my coach and started to realize that I wasn't keeping my word to myself.
Yeah.
And realizing the damage that I was doing to myself. And I'm talking about my health.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my health. I'm talking about, just focusing on being healthy and the things that I want to do and the things that I want to accomplish and being here for you and being here for the kids and, and all these things that I wanted to do. In order for me to do it, in order for me to have that, to have a long, healthy life, I have to make some changes, and I have to make changes now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was putting it off. I just, it's
right.
like,
yeah,
and
we
then,
both,
you just, you put off tomorrow what you can do today. And when I started to truly just look in the mirror, I realized that I have been bullshitting myself. I would go to the gym. But not on a regular basis. I would go to the gym to make myself feel better, right? Like I would go maybe a day today. Or, maybe 2 days out of the week, but I wasn't giving my body life. The foods that I was eating was taking life, not giving me life.
Yeah. It's almost like it's even, at least for me, I don't know. It's like it almost doesn't even matter. Like, because if you go to the gym and put in a half-assed effort, you fucking know all day that you went to the gym and put in a half-assed effort.
Well, let's talk about that.
And, okay, go ahead.
Because the other day, Aunt Flo decided to stop by. Okay. Right? Ladies, Aunt Flo, monthly.
Yeah, okay,
she stops by.
We got it. Everybody fucking got it, babe.
And I was cramping and I wasn't feeling, just, you guys don't understand. You men just don't understand.
You're looking like a Midol commercial.
And so I'm like, nope, get your ass up. And I did.
Yeah.
And I went and I did the best that I could with what was happening within. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't just, I did the best. And that's the thing. Well, like if you don't bullshit yourself, right? And you do the best that you can that day, you show up, you work out.
Yeah.
And you do the best you can, you're still going to feel good. Even if it wasn't as good as yesterday.
Yeah.
At least for me, it's the best that I could that day.
And you feel good about that.
And I feel good. And that's when you're not bullshitting yourself.
Right. But like you were saying before, there's times when you just kind of show up to the gym. Or like you were saying that like it wasn't giving you life, it was taking away life, right? Or whatever. But
when I would eat.
But unhealthy. That's kind of, but also like if you kind of go to the gym and don't really do much, like you're just at the gym because you went to because you're supposed to go to the gym and you just go and just kind of throw a couple weights around and then you leave.
No, I don't. Yeah. Then, I don't do that ever.
Then it's like you're still going to have that whole feeling the entire day.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, that there was a time that I was running in New York. And I was telling you, and I think it was that time when I was coming up to there was a split in the road. Mm-hmm. And there was the road that went right was flat. And it was headed back towards my hotel.
Yes.
And the road to the left was a hill. And I already know that fucking hills when you're running suck.
Oh my.
They will burn your legs up. They slow you down. And it just, yeah. But I think that was when, in that moment, when the split in the road came, I got a flash. Like from the outside, standing in front of myself at the tournament with my hands down.
Wow.
And I fucking turned towards the hill.
That's right.
That's it.
That's the road to happiness. That is the road to happiness. Success does not equal happiness.
It's doing hard shit.
It's overcoming the obstacles. It's challenging yourself.
Yeah.
And challenging yourself. And whether you win or lose, I mean, you're right. Like whether you win or lose, as long as you know within that you gave it 100%.
I did everything I could.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
One thing real quick before we move on to anything else. Dude, it's already been fucking 36 minutes. It's crazy. But one thing that I've noticed, and I think a lot of people already know, but if your plan is to get a workout in and it's time to wake up and get that workout in, if your thought is ever, I'm tired, I don't want to get up, I'll do it when I get home. That is one of the worst things that you can do, because when you get home, you're going to have a half-ass fucking workout.
Yep.
You have to just get your fucking self up and go.
And it starts with recognizing that voice.
Because there was a day that I was in New York, and with the time difference, like 7 o'clock there is 4 o'clock here. And my fucking schedule was all fucked up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, there's been times where I get flashes of my competition.
That's so good, though.
And it was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm getting up. I'm getting out.
Yeah.
And God, I'm telling you, God fucking help these people when I show up next time. It's going to be a fucking problem. And the truth is, I want both of the guys that were there to come back again. Yeah. I mean, they don't have to, but it'd be nice. Whether I win or lose or whatever, but I'm going to be fucking ready next time. That's it. That's just what it is.
And this is proving to yourself. Yeah.
It's doing what I know I'm capable of. That's it. Yeah. I don't even think we've got on the website or none of that shit in the beginning. Make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com.
That's your job.
Share it with share it with the people that you know. When you guys go there, you can download our resource list, which will pop up first. You can put in your name and your email, and you can download that resource list. What is the resource list, babe?
Doing that, just going onto our website, give it a few seconds, and you're gonna see a pop up. Put in your first, last name, your email address. What that helps with is, and I think you mentioned it on the previous podcast, God forbid if something happens in YouTube or Spotify, whatever, right? These social medias decide that they're going to delete us because we talk too much shit. No.
Maybe. One day.
It gives us access to continue to send you information,
to be
right?
able to keep bringing you guys content and information and sharing the show with you guys.
Yes. And not only that, but then you get something that can help you, and it's just a list of books, audios, videos, things that we have used that has helped us to really get to where we are today, in our marriage, in our relationship, when it comes to parenting, when it comes to finances, all that good stuff. And as you mentioned, if you are in a certain time in your life and you know that you are just sick and tired of being sick and tired and you want out, your associations are looking for the right information that's going to feed you, that's going to help you. Sometimes you don't have that association. And with us, we did a lot of reading books. I mean, that was what helped us get us to where we are today, as well as our associations within being in the entrepreneur world. But even without that, these books and audios and videos have really helped us. So, go onto the website and download that resource and use it, because you can download it, and print it out. But if you don't read the books that are listed or watch the videos,
and the videos aren't long. I think there's some short ones.
Right.
There's good stuff on there. It's definitely worth, giving us your name and email. And like you said, it'll help us stay in touch with you guys. Right. Also, if you guys want to, when you guys go to the website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. Damn, I'm sweating like a pig. Look at this. I don't think I've ever fucking sweat like this.
What?
Look at this.
Dude, you were like that when we were getting busy. I was like, dude, you never sweat. What's going on? I mean,
I don't know. No. It's crazy. But anyway, when you guys go to the website, you guys can see all of our social media there, oppositesattractpodcast.com. You can see all of our social media. You can follow us. You can watch the podcast. You can listen to it. And you'll see the support the show tab, which will show you how you can help us out. When you click on that, it'll take you to our Amazon link. Anything that you purchase on Amazon, if you click on that link and check out, it'll help out the show. We'll get a little kickback for all the stuff that you buy. And it doesn't cost you anything extra. It just helps us out. And also the holidays are coming, so it's a great time to throw the stuff in the cart and check out when you go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. And you can also find our merch, t-shirts, pop sockets, phone cases on Amazon. Just search Opposites Attract Podcast. Phone, t-shirt, and it'll pop up. And also you'll see a link to Trust Inc. on our website when you click on the support the show tab, and that is
Trust Inc. We are a nationwide mobile notary and signing agency. So if you are in the process of purchasing, selling, or refinancing your home, you can request us to be your signing agency.
Yep.
Also, if you would like to help out the show, support the show, you could actually buy us a coffee.
Yep.
Right. If you would like to, help us get drunk or not help us wake up.
Heck yeah.
You go to buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod.
Excellent. And we're also affiliates with Pinwheel, which is the best smartphone available for kids. It has GPS tracking. It has call logs, text message logs. You have to approve all the contacts. You approve all the apps. And there aren't any apps that are addictive to kids, like the ones with the games, with the skins and the level up and get this and then come back in an hour so you can get more points and all that stuff. So the social media, no access to the outside internet. All the apps that they have on their app store are picked by therapists, by parents, by counselors, people that have kids' best interest in mind. If you guys want to know more, go to pinwheel.com and use promo code OAPTEN, all together, all in caps.
There you go.
So
I wanted to ask you a question.
What's up?
The other day, it was yesterday, Audrey and she popped out of nowhere and said, Mom, she's like, basically told me like she has a crush.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was asking her questions and I said, well, you're not allowed to have a boyfriend. And she's like, well, what is your definition of a boyfriend? And I said, what is your definition of a boyfriend?
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
Little
Hell
brat.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about you. That's good.
And she's like, well,
playing Jedi mind tricks on her.
Yeah. And I told her, I'm like, you're not going to manipulate me to use what I say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, we'll hold hands, we'll hug, and
you're like, and what?
and maybe kiss. And I'm like, and where is all this taking place? School? And she's like, ew, no. Right?
Yeah.
And she's like, he's a really good kid. And I'm like, Adriana, I don't know this kid. I don't know who he is. I don't know who his parents are. I don't know who he is. And I said, she's like, well, I said, put him on the phone. I told her, put him on the phone. And I didn't think she was going to do it.
Yeah.
But she did. And I got to talk to him. And he is such a good kid. He's such a sweet kid. And I had that proud mommy moment.
Yeah.
Because I see her standards. You understand? And I know that we are leading by example. I know you as a father are leading by example. And I was thinking she wouldn't want any less.
Yeah.
Because she sees the way you treat me and I treat you. And right? She's going to want her doors to be opened. My mom, she just is.
Yeah.
You know? And so we were chit-chat for a little bit, and then we got off the phone, and she's like, well, and I'm like, Adriana, I'm like, I trust you.
Yeah.
Like, I trust you. And she's like, so I'm like, Adriana, you ain't doing this.
So
I'm like, your
can we make
dad,
the bunk beds?
I'm like, your daddy is not here. I am not going to tell you okay without your daddy. I'm like, you have to have this conversation with your daddy. And she's like, oh, okay. You know?
Yeah. So today she talked to me.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. So I think, no, I met him today too. And he's a very sweet boy.
Yeah, he's here.
Her and a couple friends are all hanging out at the park. But just like you said, you know, and I think sometimes, I don't know, we've also met some parents or know some people, heard of some things where sometimes people are like, no, like that's not happening. Or like the same thing happens with cell phones. It's like some people are like, no cell phones fucking ever. You know what I mean? And you can't. You have to like live in reality. Like when did you have your first crush?
Right.
When did you start being interested in the opposite sex? When did you have your first boyfriend or girlfriend? Because it was exactly around the time that she's getting interested in looking at maybe having a first boyfriend or whatever, right?
Right.
So, I mean, this isn't, you can't treat it like, no, this is not happening. Or you have to just understand and
trust.
You can't control.
You know what it is? You have to trust your parenting.
Right.
Dude, you have to trust your parenting, that you raise them in a way where they're going to make right decisions. And even if they don't, like, I rather have her make the mistakes while she's at home. Right. So that we can help, her to not help her fix the mistake, but help by asking questions of things that she could have done different.
Yeah. And today when she was kind of bringing it up, she was all shy and embarrassed. She didn't want. So there's this boy that I like, and he kind of likes me. He likes me too, and like she just didn't want to say it, right?
Yeah, right.
But I told her, I'm just like, look, I trust you. I know you're a good girl. I know how you are as a person.
Yes.
And I trust the person that you are. Mm-hmm. I was like, I know that you'll do the right thing. Just do that. I trust you.
Yes.
I love you. That's it.
I am so proud of us.
Oh.
Like, serious. I mean, look at us. No.
Yeah.
And so we're taking the kids to a carnival after we get off this podcast. And she asked me if he could come.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that would be cool. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes.
That'll be fun.
And so she's asking me all these questions. And he's on the phone, and I'm like, hey, tell him to have his mom call me.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off.
Really?
That's why,
Cool.
You thought I was up there taking forever to get ready, but her and I were just texting back and forth, and she's in the middle of, she wants to write a book. And so, we were having a conversation, and she's really cool, and she's a teacher, and I see, not that I'm not trying to marry my daughter off, right? We're not trying to marry, but he is a good kid, and
take it easy,
parents,
all right?
and the parents, they're good. They're involved.
Awesome.
Like they're very much involved, and I can tell through the conversation that there are a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Within our family. And matter of fact, the first thing she said when we were talking is, she's like, so I hear your guys' number is 7. That's what she said that. And I'm like, yeah. And I told her, I was born February 7th, Miguel September 7th, Joey October 7th, and Audrey was born in the 7th month, and July 5th. And she's like, well, his birthday is November 7th, and my husband's is October 7th, and our favorite number is 7.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's funny.
But we hit it off, and I'm like, okay, Yeah.
No, it's cool.
And
I'm excited to go to the carnival. And
I
want to see these.
It's kind of cool.
I'm fucking watching them with my binoculars.
I know, and you were giving her shit and giving him shit.
I have to. I'm the dad. I'm supposed to.
He's so cute. He comes in with a bag of
peanut brittle.
And I love peanut brittle. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna have to work out for 2 hours. Already. I know. He's a cute little boy. I'm like, dang, my daughter. I'm like, man, I'm just so proud, and it's like all of the hard work and everything that we've done. It's hard being a parent. It's hard saying no.
It's hard being a good parent.
Yes, it really is.
It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of leading. Yeah. That's what it's leading to, like checking yourself. Yeah. Checking yourself. You can't say don't eat that, and here we are eating it. Yeah. You understand? You can't say it's, you have to be healthy. And we're not doing the thing that we need to do. Like if whatever we say, we got to live by. And it's checking that. Yep. Checking. And you know what? I wrote this down and I didn't even mention it, but it is so important for us as parents to share our vulnerable moments with our kids. They have to see that we are not perfect. They have to see that we struggle. They have to see that there's times where we have made a mistake and you can fess up and tell them, you know what, I remember, when they're sharing with you how they feel because they lost a spelling bee or because, they ended up getting a C on a test. And being relatable and saying, baby, I know exactly how you feel. Because at your age, or even now, like starting a business.
I felt the same way.
And just be that relatable parent. Like share your struggles with your kids so that they could see that you are human too and that you are not perfect. Yeah. And it's so important to give them options. And I remember this. I remember reading it, and we need to bring him back in Raising Lions. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. What's his name? The author? Do you remember? Peterson? Joe Newman? Okay, Joe Newman. And I remember him talking about this. But when you get so busy, there's things that Amazon. You forget. Yeah. But I've been reading books on psychology because I'm going to be coaching. I'm already coaching. I already have my first client. But I'm learning just, the psychology and all this. So I have some books that you got me. Thank you.
I found them.
And it reminded me, that, the kids, give them options. Yeah. It helps them. When they make a mistake, like I'll give you an example, if they come home or when they come home and they have something that you've asked of them to do, like they have a chore chart and they have some chores, give them the option. Would you like to, do your chores now? Or would you like to complete them after dinner? But that's just an example. It's giving them options. And when they are going through a hard situation in life, instead of fixing it, because that's what we want to do, right? We want to fix it. Instead of doing that, ask them questions and have them come up with their own solution. Yeah. That's empowering your kids. Because sometimes you will enable them because you see that they're hurting. And as a parent, we just want to fix everything.
Yeah, and that's not preparing them for life. Exactly. If you're fixing everything for them, they can't fend for themselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So anything else on that, babe?
Nope.
So there was something that I brought up when I was out of town. And it has to do with the book that I was listening to, Can't Hurt Me, by David Goggins. If you guys, I definitely suggest that book. It's pretty intense, but there's a lot of great lessons. And the lessons that he learned it through like really intense situations, like through Navy SEAL training, through running 100-mile ultra marathons and all this kind of stuff, and just living a horrible childhood that he had to live through. But I think something that he was talking about and something that I was thinking about, and I called you when I was thinking about how, like, the things that we've accomplished, and when you bring something up sometimes, and how sometimes some people might be like, yeah, like, I don't know if like, that may not be such a good idea. Like, sometimes you'll bring something up to somebody and it's like, well, yeah, it's okay. Like, you don't have to do this, or it's almost kind of like it's taking away from what you're trying to do. Like, oh, that's going to be, that's going to be really hard, or this and that. The thing is that a lot of times people can't see themselves doing the things that you're trying to do.
Right.
So they'll tell you that it's not possible because they don't think they're capable of doing it.
Gotcha.
And when I really look back at my life and look back at our life, I mean, you look at where we came from and where we are today. I mean, I just started looking at some examples of my life, and you too. I mean, where you came from to be able, well, for one, you finished school, you went to college, you became a paralegal, then you start a business, and then like a network marketing business, which is not easy to build. And within 2 months, you hit the top position in the company, right? Then you build another business and kicked ass in that business. You're a successful, like super successful parent, right? You have great kids.
You're gonna make me cry.
I'm just saying.
I'm like, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, we have shit that we have done, right? I mean, my life's been fucking nuts. The shit that we've done, like, we've had Joe Coy on our fucking podcast. That's not shit that regular people fucking do. You don't get big celebrities on a fucking little podcast. You know what I mean? You know how you do that? You fucking go get it. You fucking go get it. And that's what I really started noticing, is that the things in my life that that I've accomplished, that we've done, you don't ask questions. You don't ask permission.
Yeah.
You go fucking get it. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like, I growing up, like, pretty much being on your own most of the time, taking care of my little brothers and sisters, finishing school, joining the Air Force, working on fucking fighter jets. I fucking literally flew an F-16. Less than 1% of people in the world get to do that kind of shit. That is once in a lifetime type of stuff. Building a business. Joining, let me get my foot in the door of this company and I'm going to fucking burn this shit up, which is what I did. With no degree, just fucking hard work, classes late, just grinding it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Staying late when everybody was at home watching TV. I'm taking classes.
Yep.
I have no business. I have a certificate from fucking MIT. Like, I think even when I was taking that class, I don't even think you realized exactly what that school is.
No, I didn't.
It's not fucking normal. And you know what happened after I got the certificate from MIT? My next thought was, I'm going to get a certificate from Harvard because I can do that. That's fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. It's fucking crazy to think that. But I can do it. And there's nobody that can tell me that I can't. I don't give a fuck what you think. Do you know what I mean? Yep. So don't let people place the image of themselves on you.
Their doubt, yes.
Because they don't think they can do it.
Right. Right. The reason why they do that, we need to get out of here. The reason why they do that is because you are showing them what they can do.
What they could be doing.
Exactly. And it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
Right. It's uncomfortable being around people like that sometimes.
Yes. Exactly.
And that's why you need to get around different people sometimes.
That's right. That's why your associations matter. They really matter.
Yep.
It makes a huge difference.
One last thing before we get out of here.
I love you.
I love you too. But that wasn't. That's not what I was thinking.
That would have been good.
No, I love you too. So today we were leaving jiu-jitsu and I was driving with Joey. Or no, actually,
Miguel took Joey to jiu-jitsu and I took Adriana to boxing.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. That's how you do it. So Actually, I think it was on our way to jiu-jitsu. And you know Joey, those of you that have been listening for a while, like our son is, I don't think he wants to fight anybody. He'll rage. He gets mad sometimes, but even
he hasn't even been doing that.
He hasn't been doing it much, but he does. He can get angry.
Yes.
But even when he gets angry, I don't think he really wants to hurt anybody or fucking like punch somebody or anything like that, right? And today when we were on our way to jiu-jitsu, I was telling him that it is great to be a good person, to be kind,
yes,
to be sweet, to be thoughtful, to be caring.
But then you got to rage. No.
But it's also good
to have that.
To be a beast.
Yes.
To be a savage, to be a fucking killer. and you need that.
That's so funny. It's so good.
I'm not kidding. I'm not joking.
Because what did I tell you, Audrey? What did I say about Audrey today? What did I call her?
She's a beast.
I said she's a beast.
Yeah.
I said I took her to boxing, and this girl right here, she's a beast. Like, she kept up.
Yeah.
She kept up with the pull-ups, with the burpees, with all of it. Even the coach was like, she's good. And he even told me, you're doing a good job.
Nice.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt
you.
It's just so funny because you're talking to Joey and you're sharing this with Joey, and I come home and I tell you the same thing about Audrey.
And the other thing that I was telling Joey about that is that there is bad people in the world. Mm-hmm. There are bad people in the world. There is evil in the world. But if all you are is sweet and kind and nice and loving and caring, sometimes evil will win. If the good has to be willing to fucking fight the evil.
It's the yin and the yang, baby.
So to really be it's kind of hard because to really be good, you have to have that shit in you.
You have to have both. Yeah.
It's almost like opposites attract.
That's right.
And with that, make sure you guys.
We love you guys.
Make sure you guys go to our website. Make sure you go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Download that resource list.
Yes.
Share it with the people that you know. Thank you guys for listening.
Yes. Thank you for watching Opposites Attract Podcast, where we get better
together.
Bye.